viewers. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm going to make a really super cute card today using the cute Snailed It set. Actually, I'm pretty much using the whole suite of products from this stamp set. So I'm just going to hang out here for a minute and wait to see if we have anybody join us live. If you hear noise in the background, it's because Tula and Todd, our little chihuahuas, are in here playing in my stamp room. And so they're having some fun. Oops, maybe getting too carried away. Tula's, she's still just a puppy and has those really sharp little shark teeth, so sometimes she gets a little too rambunctious with Todd. All right, so while we're waiting for people to come in, and please say hello and tell me where you're from when you join in. I'd love to have you chat, because that's always fun and makes me feel like I'm not stamping alone here. This is my shopping channel if you're interested in purchasing any Stampin' Up! Products. And at checkout, if you wouldn't mind using the hostess code, I would greatly appreciate it. When you shop with me and you spend a total before shipping and taxes of $35, and you use the host code, then I will send you a little gift the following month. Now, if you were to shop and spend $150 or more, don't use that code, because then you will be your own host and will get host rewards for that. Hi, Joanna and Donna. Thanks for joining me, you guys. Okay, so there is that information. And here again is the cute set. Now, what is included in this suite of products? And please keep in mind, I really enjoy doing videos. To me, it's just fun sharing my love of stamping. I've been stamping since the late 1980s. And so I've had all these years to you know, learn techniques and learn this and learn that about the stamping business, if you will, the stamping, the fun of it. I mean, it's my hobby. It is what I love to do. Don't be discouraged. If you're new and you're just starting, don't be discouraged by what you see other people create, like on Pinterest or while you're watching videos or whatever. I mean, I see fabulous, fabulous things that I think, oh my, that, I mean, the way I look at them is that was so much work. And if I want to try to attempt a project like that, then maybe I will. But and the same goes with coloring. You guys have heard me say it before. I like to color with alcohol markers. Am I a professional? By no means I am not. I do a little shading here and there when I want to. You know, it's whatever is pleasing to your eye. That is, you know, that's what you need to think about. Do it. You're doing this for your enjoyment. And don't be afraid to give your cards out. People are going to love them because why? You made them. And the reason I'm saying this is because I've seen some things here recently where people are talking on a video or even in comments about, you know, they're seeing all these fabulous cards here and there and they could never do that, or they don't have those products. Use what you have. You know, I'm here to give you an idea, whether it's a technique or it's one little tip here or how to do that. That's how I learn. I watch people's videos and look at Pinterest and do all that, and I learn little tips and techniques that then I use with what I have. So please, please, please don't ever feel like you can't make something because you don't have those products or you have to have all these things. Make do with what you have if that's what you have and you don't have the ability to purchase something, or just I don't ever want anybody to feel obligated in any manner. Of course, I love to have you shop with me if that's what you would like to do, but I just wanted to put that out there because what I do is for my love of stamping. Okay, so let's get back to this. In this suite, there is the stamp set. There are coordinating dies that cut out these images, plus others, some really fun toadstools, mushrooms, if you will, an adorable envelope that has a little letter that you can put inside. There's twine in pink and white. There are these cutie patootie resin hearts that are self-stick. And there is, of course, the fabulous paper. So let me move these other things and I'll show you the paper real quick. The dies cut out some of the images on this paper too, which makes it super easy if you want to make a quick card and don't have time to color, even though the coloring I'm doing today, as you can see, there is no shading on the coloring here. So I went with that in my project because they're just simple colors. And to me, that's what's fun. Get the color on there. It's so cute. It wasn't stressful or time consuming to do. And you come out with a super cute card. Okay. Thank you, Dawn. I appreciate that. Okay, so I'm gonna, sorry it's sideways, but you get the picture. I have to turn it sideways so I can show you. I just wanted to show you the fronts and backs of the papers in the package. So there are more snails there. Look at these cute little ones, and that's the back side. I love the big mushrooms, toadstools. I want to call them toadstools. Hearts on this one. I think that's the snail trail. And then mail on that one and stamps. And then these cute ones, which I'm going to use today, and there's speech bubbles on the back of that. So those are the papers in the pack. Let me just bring in my parts and pieces. So I am using Real Red and Bermuda Bay are my cardstock colors. And then I cut this little guy out of the paper and some letters. And then I'm using this on the front. I just think that is so cute. But I'm going to start with the inside of the card. And I just need to cut, there's not a die for this snail or the little letters, but these are just super fast to trim out, fussy cut as they call it. And if you are new to fussy cutting, just keep in mind that what you want to do is turn your paper and not your scissors, and it makes it so much easier and faster to do. I've got my little garbage bucket thing. I got these one time at Dollar Tree, and they're just perfect on the top of my desk to hold all these little bits and pieces of paper, and then I just dump them into my garbage can when I'm done. I love these little letters. I think these are so cute. If you wanted to, you could actually, if you can write really tiny, you could write somebody's name on there. All right, now for Mr. Snail. I think he's the mailman. The Snail Man. Actually, I was going to leave just a little bit of white, but not too much white, and really kind of didn't want to leave white. Whatever. It's just easier to leave a little bit of white. Sometimes I think you don't have to be quite as precise when you're cutting. Yeah, so I didn't mean to give a big speech, but I watched this video this gal put out the other day, and she just went on and on and on about how tired she was of it. It was kind of the gist of the video, but I thought, wow, I would never want to make somebody feel like whatever they do isn't good enough, because it is, no matter what, because it's coming from your heart. And that's what people are going to love. And if they judge your card, they don't deserve your card. That's the way I feel about it. I appreciate every card that people send me, no matter what their ability is, because we all start out as newbies at some point. And when I look back at some of the stuff that I made when I first started out, thinking how fabulous it was, and it's like, wow, okay. But, you know, it was at that time. Embossing was what I thought was the coolest thing ever in the whole world. And so to me, I could emboss one simple little image in the middle of my card and think that my card, that was it. That was my card. I was happy with it. And probably whoever I gave it to was thrilled to get it. Anyway, I'm going to hope that they were. Yeah, the magic of heat embossing the very first time you see it, that is just the coolest thing. All right, so here's my little images, and this is what's going to go on the inside of my card here. So I'm just going to get my liquid Tombow here and put a little glue on here and stick this down. This set, I think, is just so fun. And you know, I looked at it. It wasn't priority on my wish list until I saw people doing stuff with it. And I thought, ooh, that is so cute. Now I think I want it. Now what has not been, it was on my wish list, actually. I had the page tabbed. I still do. If you've seen the new mini catalog, is the kangaroo set. Okay, before I glue him down, I'm going to bring in the speech bubble. And some Memento black ink here. I kind of just want to see where I'm going to put him. I want to leave room to sign my card down there. There we go. And if you heard that, it's just my, what looks like terribly dirty scrubber here. It just stains up. There's nothing you can do about it, but it works like a charm, that's for sure. Okay, so we've got that, and what are we going to have him say? Hello. All right, so I can go ahead and glue him down now, I think. And I'm not popping anything up because it's going to be on, this is all going to be on the inside of the card. So I'm just putting a tad bit of glue there on the eyeballs. He is so cute. He's got his little letters back there and a bag around his shell. Adorable. Okay. Now, what color? My card is red. I think I'm going to go ahead and do red. So I'm going to stamp the hello in real red. Oops, look, I got carried away. I got too much ink on there, and I definitely don't want that because no doubt I will pick up the edges on my card, so I don't need to be quite that heavy-handed when inking up my stamp. Let's try this again. That looks good. Hello. And for those of you who watch me, you know that is my favorite color. I will gravitate to red every time. Okay, now I'm bringing in Wink of Stella. And first, before I do that, I'm going to bring in Light Pool Party. And I'm just going to use the brush tip here to give him a bit of a slime trail. You know, I live here on the coast and we have snails, but not as much as we have slugs. And some of them, you guys, are so ginormous and they're so gross. They climb right up the outside of your house. Some of them are so huge I can see them out in the yard. They are yucky. And so now I'm just taking Wink of Stella over that slime trail to sparkle it up, which you probably can't see, but maybe a little bit. All right, so that's going to be the inside, and let me just set that aside. And I've got my real red card base, which is 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. And then I've got some other parts and pieces here. And it looks like I did not give myself a piece of, oh, there it is. I thought I did, of white. Where do I want to start? Let's start with the white. And I'm going to stamp this cutie patootie, You've Got Mail. I'm looking at that, trying to figure out why there's color on. I wonder if I had some, oh, it just must be on my block because there's not any color on the stamp. This one is so cute. All right, let me see if I can get this pretty much in the center, because I'm going to be die cutting this out with that kind of postage stamp looking die that comes in the die set. And I'm just taking a few seconds here to clean my stamp so that that has a few seconds to kind of dry. All right. So I'm going to color, the colors in this are petal, is it petal pink? Let me look. Blushing Bride. But we don't have Blushing Bride blends, so I'm using Light Flirty Flamingo because I kind of wanted it to match the colors in the paper. And this is close enough. So I'm just coloring the snail body with this. And like I said, I'm just doing straight coloring on this one. So it's nice and easy to do. And then I'm taking dark real red, and I'm just gonna do these spots down here. I'm trying to make it to match, now I'm not using the paper with this guy on it, but he is on one of the pieces of the paper, so that's where I got my coloring inspiration from to color him. So I'm using Dark Daffodil Delight to color the shell, his or her shell. I guess we will say that she is a girl, and the one in the inside looks like a guy because he's got a mustache and a bow tie. So I'm pretty sure he's a guy snail. He's the male snail. Snail, male. Male snail. Okay, so then I'm going to color the little heart with the real red. And I'm going to take my Light Pool Party again, and I'm just going to go around the inside of the eyeballs a little bit. Okay. I'm grabbing my color lifter because I don't know what it is about every time I color with red I have to go out of the line, and I'm just going to fix that little tiny boo-boo that I did. And like I've said before with this, when you're using your color lifter, you kind of want to shove the color back to where it came from. Okay, so that is going to dry up really nice, and you probably won't even be able to tell that I made that little boo-boo. And then I want to use this again, and we'll give her a little bit of a snail trail. There we go. And we'll do the same with putting some Wink of Stella on there. I was watching someone use, this gal that I follow, she's in the UK, and she was using Wink of Stella, and man, it was so sparkly. Usually when I do it like on a video or whatever, you can't see it very well, but for some reason hers was like super sparkly. So if I tilt it a little bit, you might be able to see it, but hers you could really see. Okay, so there is that. And so now I just need to do some die cutting real quick. So I have this one that looks like a square postage stamp, and we're gonna do this. So let me just see if I can get it somewhat even here. I'm going to go with that right there. And I will run this through my machine. So there is that. Okay, and then next I'm going to cut a layer with this Bermuda Bay, and I have one of the scalloped squares from the Layering Squares die set. And I think I cut this, yeah, it's just a 3-inch square. What are you fussing about? Huh? So there is that. Can you see how it kind of embosses the edge a little bit there too? I like that. Okay, so we are gonna do some of that there. And then for fun on this piece, I have the new Stitched with Whimsy dies. I love these. And so I'm going to take this one right here and give this some fun stitch marks. So let me run this through real quick. You guys have probably had dinner already tonight. We are going to have some halibut fish and chips. Yummy. Okay, so there, can you see the fun stitch marks that does on there? Love that. Okay, here we go. So I can go ahead and put the inside to our card here. It feels really good to be able to be back in my craft room doing stuff. When we first brought her home, she was so little and stuff, and I just wasn't comfortable with coming in here and letting them have the run. But now Lacey's actually out there sleeping on the couch. But I came in yesterday for the first time with Todd and Tula, and Lacey was in here for a while too. And I just put a potty pad down, and they've got little beds and toys in here, and she did great. And they seem to be doing pretty good tonight too, so I'm glad about that. Makes it much more comfortable for me to come in here and create when I know that they are happy and staying out of trouble, and I can keep my eye on them. Okay, so I'm just putting this Bermuda Bay layer down. There we go. And now before I glue this one down, I'm going to bring that fun twine in. And I'm going to put a little piece of Scotch tape on the back of this paper here in a minute, but I want to have it ready. So I will just stick it there on the edge of my little garbage thing. I've got a piece of paper there. Okay, so I'm going to hold the two colors together and twist. And I want this right about here. So now I can take my piece of Scotch tape and hold that in place there. And let me move these over here. And just keep twisting it until it's the desired amount of twist. And I'm going to snip it off and grab me another piece of tape. If you hear that bumping around, that is Tula at the door. Let me see what she's doing real quick. What you doing? Oh, Lacey wants in. All right, hang on just a second. Okay, get back, guys. Get back. Come on, Lacey. No, you guys gotta stay in here. Lacey, you want in? No. All right, she doesn't want to come in, guys. You'll just have to look at her. There's glass panes in the, I've got some French doors that come into my room here, and so Lacey's on the other side, and Tula was trying to figure that out, I guess. She would like Lacey to be in here too. I think Lacey doesn't want to be in here. Okay, so there is my little piece of twine. And then I'm just going to hold these two together and make a little, if I can. My nails are starting to get too long again. I'm going to make a little bow. There we go. Okay. Okay, fingers work. There we go. Her little whine. Okay. Oh, that's pathetic, Tula. Now, I just want to unravel the ends a little bit, just for fun. Tula. There we go. Wow, that one little piece of white, it just wants to be twisty. Twisty. Okay. Wow. It is pouring rain and blowing. All right, so now I'm ready to attach this piece. So I'm just going to go ahead and get my adhesive on here. You can die cut these out too with that little speech bubble die. There we go. And then these guys, I'm going to use dimensionals on. I don't know if you've seen where people take their whole sheet of dimensionals and they just take a marker and draw a line straight down on them. Then they know when they, once they've put them on their project, they know which ones have the backs pulled off. I haven't done that, but I've seen people do it. It's kind of cool. I don't think that looked quite as straight as I would like it to be, so let me just see if I can fix it a touch. A touch. There we go. Okay, and then I'm going to pop this up too. There we go. And then for the little bow, I'm just going to use a glue dot here. I want to get it on there so none of the glue dot is showing best as I can. And we're going to stick that right there. And old Twisty there in the white just wants to stay twisty. What is the deal? Why aren't my scissors closing? There we go. They don't want to stay closed. Okay, now we've got to have some blingity bling bling. And you know how I've always said, do your bling in threes. But in this case, on this card, I'm only going to do 2 of these little hearts because 2 felt right. Oopsie. A red one and a white one. There we go. And there you have it. I just think it turned out so cute. Love this snail set. And here's the first one I did. I used a different background paper. But other than that, everything else is the same. And then inside is the same. And And I like both of these papers as backgrounds there. And I just switched up the color that I put behind the snail there because I liked that red to make the smaller amounts of red pop, where this one had quite a bit of red, so I decided to make the smaller amounts of the Bermuda Bay, and I think it's Coastal Cabana is the lighter color pop there. And if you wanted to, you could put wiggly googly eyes or whatever on the snail, which would be fun. But yeah, there is the You've Got Mail card, and that happens to be one of my most favorite movies ever. I don't know about you guys. I can watch it over and over and over again. You've Got Mail. That one and Sleepless in Seattle, I love those. And The Holiday, I love that. Thank you, Donna. Yeah, that is a fun card. That's a good card to send out for Happy Mail, I think. All right, so I'll bring this back in case anyone would like to do some shopping with me. I would appreciate it. And thanks for joining me, you guys. I'm trying really hard on my Tuesdays to do live at 5. That seems to be working out good for me. And then on Fridays is Friday Fun Day, and that is at 2 Pacific time. So that's when I will be back, and I will see you then. In the meantime, happy stamping. Bye-bye.